Hello there and welcome to our channel. If you like us, please subscribe so we can send you more good content. So you probably guessed what we're going to talk about today. We're going to talk about puppies. I'm kidding. Of course we're going to talk about rollers. Why are we talking to you about rollers? Because rollers are a major cause of traction alopecia. What's traction alopecia? Traction means pulling. Alopecia means hair loss. Hair loss from pulling, including rollers. So, Velcro rollers, hot rollers, metallic rollers, sponge rollers, or any device that's pulling on the scalp can cause traction alopecia. So we're going to talk about some of the pros and cons today and give you some tips and tricks on how to best use the roller. So as you can see, I have my Velcro rollers in. I kind of like my Velcro rollers. Why? They save me a lot of drying time. And then while I'm putting on my makeup, getting my clothes, feeding my dog, or just working at home, the rollers are drying, the hair's drying in the rollers. So it saves time, and then because I'm not blow drying as hard, it saves damage. So my hair, it takes a little bit easier on the condition of my hair, and I really like that. Also, sometimes if I leave them in long enough, I can completely skip the hot tools. Yes, I can skip the hot tools. So that's another pro. When I do put the rollers in, I have to be very careful to make sure that two things don't happen. Too much hair in the roller, because then it doesn't dry, and too much pulling on the follicle. So when you roll up the hair, you want to make sure you don't have that tugging. We all know that feeling of tugging on the follicles when the ponytail's too tight or someone's pulling your hair. So those are some of the tips and tricks for putting the rollers in. Now, let's talk about the tip and trick of taking the roller out. So I have a pin, I take it out, and then I very, very, very gently roll out the hair like this. And then sometimes what I'll do is I'll get this piece of hair and I'll put a little spray on it and just do this, and then I don't have to hot iron it. So cool, saves time, saves damage. And as you can see, I have a lot of rollers in here. It's like a Technicolor extravaganza. Now, let's talk about some of the things that can happen with rollers when you don't follow certain sanitation conditions and make sure the rollers are clean. First of all, I'm not going to use rollers that anybody else uses. So if I go somewhere and someone's doing my hair, I have to make sure those rollers have been sanitized. Why? Because you can get a lot of fungus growing on rollers if they're wet, if you're put into wet hair. That fungus transfers to your scalp. Fungus and bacteria cause alopecia. Why? Because that follicle is a living thing. If you get fungus and bacteria into the follicle, it's infected. What happens when something's infected? It starts to release sebum and all kinds of things to try to clean itself out, and then the hair follicle can be damaged and you can lose hair. So be careful, make sure your rollers are clean. You can get a little tool and it just kind of brushes all the hair out of the rollers. You want to make sure they're clean. If you're the only one using them, that's great. If there are other people using them with you, you need to clean them every single time. I spray mine down with some alcohol just to make sure that they're clean. I don't want to have to worry about any kind of fungus. I've never had a problem with it. So you're probably wondering why somebody would be doing a YouTube video with rollers. And we know we're kind of goofing around, but we take hair very seriously. If you have any questions about our tips and tricks, let us know and we'll be happy to help.